Good morning, everybody. It's kind of strange hour. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. So yeah, yeah. I took a long nap and just got off my bed. So yeah, happy Saturday morning. I mean Sunday morning. It's like Sunday 2 a.m. Kind of strange hour. Um, yeah. So having some story time. Um, well, first of all, so I rolled out of my bed and I did not write this time. Why? Because the humanology paper. Because yesterday, Saturday, and the day before, Friday evening, yeah, I've been writing. So I think it's a good time to take a break from academic paper writing, the humanology paper. So yeah, maybe I'll restart writing maybe tomorrow or something. Yeah, yeah. Story time, sure. Um, So I was born in Ithaca, New York when my dad, my mom came over there. They were married in Korea, South Korea, and my dad did his PhD doctoral study in economics in Cornell, and my mom, as a wife, she came along. Later on, after my dad finished his PhD in Cornell, well, during that time he was doing PhD, I was born there. My mom, my dad, and they're married in Korea before they came to Cornell. So he got his PhD, my dad. So then they all moved back to South Korea. And me too. Okay. I was like 3 months old baby. Okay. And then after they went back to South Korea, my dad created a company, small business. It's a pottery business, making dish, cup with this porcelain, clay, mud, right? So you have it's like called like porcelain, pottery, china. Okay, so it's traditional Korean way. Okay, you have mud, some clay, right, and you heat it in the oven. Okay, and then it become very solidified. This porcelain, pottery, something like this. Okay, right? Yeah, that's. Then they did so. So my dad created that company, Korean pottery, traditional Korean style. Okay, and he created this company. It's kind of like LLC. Okay, small company, and he gave it to my mom to manage. All right, so isn't it cool? That was like late 1970s, early 1980s. Okay, and my mom managed that small company very well, and it was very successful. Okay, later on they sold that business to some other business owners, and yeah, my mom after that she retired, and but yeah, she did really well. Okay. Anyways, so I grew up in South Korea in 1980s, 1990s until high school. So I graduated high school from South Korea, and then I came back to America. Uh, where I used to be dual citizen, both Korean and American citizenship. Why I chose America. Okay. Why? Uh, But when did I choose America over Korea? When I was like 18. Okay. Yeah. Korea's a great country. It's just that I've been living in Korea for 2 decades by then, almost 18 years. So that was enough. I wanted some adventure. Okay. So yeah, I chose American citizenship when I was like 18. Then I came. Right? I came to Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. and Madison, Wisconsin University. I applied, and I'm very thankful they accepted my application, and I got the admission. Okay. Oh, very grateful. Very grateful. Right. Yeah, yeah. Very nice people, right? Yeah. Um, Americans are nice. Yeah. God bless them. Yeah, they gave me admission. Okay, Madison, Wisconsin. Which is very, very good school. Okay, so yeah, the Badgers, right? Yeah, there's football team, University of Wisconsin Madison. Okay, so um, well, they're great. Okay, football stars, basketball stars. They're great athletes. It's just that I'm not a spectator sports fan. Nowadays, I don't even watch MMA, mixed martial art. I used to. Why? I don't watch them. They're too heavily tattooed, and I don't want to see tattoos. Okay, so I don't watch UFC, mixed martial art anymore. There's just too much tattoo going on, so I don't watch it. Right? But yeah, spectator sports. Yeah, what the University of Michigan and about Wolverine, right? Football team. Yeah, they're great athletes. That's great. It's just that I don't watch spectator sports. Why? I don't follow sports. It's just not my cup of tea. Okay. Then what do I do instead? I just run. I just go outside and run. As an exercise, push ups, calisthenic, yeah, pull ups. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Anyways, so uh, yeah, Madison, Wisconsin. It took me 7 years to graduate from 4 year college. Because my English was very poor. Okay, but after that, I went to Cornell, where I was born. Okay, why? Well, to do PhD in computational biology. It's computer science department. Okay, yeah, it was good. So I was there for 2 years. Typically, PhD is like 5 years. Sometimes some people finish it quite early, like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. It depends on situation. Okay, depends on professors and circumstances. Okay, but ended up dropping out after 2 years. Why? It was too much studying, too intense. I couldn't take it. It was just too much studying, and the kind of mathematics they do, it's too difficult. Like statistics. Okay, I couldn't take it. Okay, I there was just no way I could study all that math, statistics. I couldn't do it. It was too much studying. All right, and I mean, as a hobby, we studied some mathematics, some humanology, but in our own pace, whenever we feel like it, right? But PhD program, there's some required classes that you are supposed to take, and some of those classes are very, very difficult. As high as it gets, PhD, right? There is no way I could take those classes. It was just too much studying and too much mathematics, statistics. I couldn't do it, so I dropped out. After 2 years, but I'm glad I tried because for the 2 years I did learn many good things. It's just that I did not. I like studying, but I don't like studying too much. So that's the story. It was too much, way beyond me. Okay, but some of my friends finished their PhDs. Some of my siblings, also my dad. I admire that. Yeah, I couldn't. but those who did, I really have huge respect for those people who finished their PhDs. Okay, I couldn't do it. It was too much. All right, we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, so yeah, yeah, we're just taking it slow. Yeah, yesterday and Friday, yeah, I did a lot of writing, so yeah, take a break from that. Okay. Yeah, I just rolled out of my bed. This is what I look like when I just woke up into some strange hour, Sunday morning. So, all right, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay, so some there's some other stories that happened for the 2 years Ithaca, New York, Cornell, when I was a PhD candidate. Um, we did some internship in Manhattan because Cornell is in Ithaca, upstate New York. Where is Ithaca, New York? It's like 5 hours north of New York, Manhattan, New York. Okay, so it was long drive from Ithaca, New York to Manhattan, New York. It's like 5, 6, 7 hours. Okay, and it's like long drive. You go through like Pennsylvania, right? And so we did summer internship in Manhattan, New York, because Cornell Medical College, that Weill Medical School, that's Cornell University Medical School, it's in Manhattan. Okay, um, because Ithaca is a very small town, right? So they say Mr. Cornell, who founded that university, is Ivy League school. I mean, it's not like Yale or Harvard or anything, but yeah, still Ivy League school. Okay, so they say they founded Cornell in a remote town, small town, in order to isolate scholars. from the distraction of big cities so that they just study, focus on study. Okay. So that's what I heard. Okay. Yeah, I was there for 2 years and I learned many good things, met good people who studied a lot. I couldn't keep up with them. Okay. So ended up dropping out after 2 years. I could not keep up. Okay. It's just like when I was in the U.S. Army, I tried to be special forces. Yeah, they sent me kindly, generously to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and I ended up dropping out after 2 weeks. It was 3 weeks selection course, special forces selection course. I ended up dropping out after 2 weeks. I couldn't take it. It was way too much for me. It, I did not have what it takes to be those elites. All right, so yeah, I have some respect for elites. They work very hard, very disciplined people. I'm not that. I'm laid back. Uh, so I don't know how they do it. Uh, Special forces or PhD or those. I couldn't do it. So yeah, I have some respect for those people who did it. Yeah. So I was in Ithaca, New York, for 2 years, and a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. Okay, so many good things, all the good things, like so 2 summers we did internship in the medical school because I was computational biology, computer science department, which is in Ithaca. But medical school is in Manhattan. Okay, so during the summer, yeah, we did some internship there in Manhattan. It was nice. It was nice. Um, yeah, yeah, it was good. Okay, yeah, just nice tour of Manhattan, like what the Statue of Liberty, some ship, tourist ship. So Statue of Liberty, and it was beautiful. And great restaurants, right? Yeah, and Broadway musicals, which is great. Yeah, great Broadway musicals, and yeah, it was very nice. And but so I was a PhD candidate, doing this internship in the Manhattan Cornell Medical School, and we did some interaction with medical MD students, medical students in Cornell Medical School in Manhattan. So I was like, okay, so there's this hierarchy. You have MD, doctor, future doctors, and then PhD. Right? Medical doctors versus just PhD. Okay, so I was like, yeah, you know what? What if I become a doctor? So I kind of tried to study for that. What's the requirement to be a doctor? Okay, because I didn't like being lower class. Doctors, they are higher class than PhD. At least that's how I saw it. Okay. So yeah, what's the requirement to be a doctor? So or what MCAT, something like that, medical college admission test, whatever. Yeah, I studied that for a while. Then okay, you have to take organic chemistry, biochemistry. Hmm. I looked at the books. It's like this thick, like organic chemistry, right? A lot of memorization. You know what? Forget it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. So there was that. Okay. Then I came back to Cornell, the Ithaca, New York campus. and I took a lot of biology classes, biochemistry. Okay, which is great. But computational biology is like, okay, so even if I get computer science degree in computational biology, bioinformatics, right? There's also hierarchy, like there are biologists, PhD, biochemistry, biology, PhD, and then there's computer science PhD. It's like consultant of biologists. I feel like, okay, so you guys are up there, biologists, PhDs, and I'm computer science PhD working for you. So like lower class, like I'm your computer programmer. So you tell me what to program, biologists, and as a computational biologist, computer science PhD, I'm supposed to do what you tell me to do. I did not like it. All right. So I kind of tried to transfer from computer science to biology PhD, and that didn't quite work. Why? It was working pretty well, but I took some biology classes in Ithaca, New York campus. And during the lecture, I fell asleep. I did very well. It was very interesting class. I learned a lot, but I fell asleep multiple times during the lecture. Okay. And some of the professors who take care of that admission, like transfer process, they didn't like it. My attitude. Falling asleep in class. Okay. So yeah, the transfer didn't happen. Okay. And then, so back in computer science department, okay, I was like kind of lame duck, right? Yeah, I mean, 2 years, there was enough computational biology. Yeah, bioinformatics, very beautiful field. And, but I had enough. Okay. And, I started practicing singing because what year was that? That was like, between 2004 and 2006. So American Idol TV show, the singing contest, right? I wanted to be in that show. Okay. So it was year 2004, 2006. So I was like still in my 20s. I was like 26, 27, right? So I was like, you know what? I would take a lot of selfies. Let's sing, okay? Be in a American Idol TV show. So Ithaca, New York, Cornell campus, beautiful. A lot of waterfalls, hiking trail. So I would go down the waterfall, hiking trail where there's nobody. I would like sing, practicing singing. Okay. Then I hurt my vocal cord, injured my vocal cord because I sang too much. I sang too high, too loud. I was singing Celine Dion and Whitney Houston. Okay, so I hurt my vocal cord, couldn't speak for a while, and then I was like, you know what? If I cannot sing, maybe I can act. So one day I dropped out, started driving west, Los Angeles, California, to become an actor. Alright, so that's like year 2006 when I was like 28. Yeah. Yeah. But 2 years in Cornell, yeah, it was great studying, education, and no money wasted. Why? Because I learned a lot in Cornell, Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm now giving something back to the humanity by writing these academic articles for free. Yeah. So it's a good investment, education. So no money wasted. I'm very grateful to sponsors or scholarships that I got, fellowships, right? Yeah, very grateful. And but it was good investment. Why? Because I'm secular scholar still. I study, write papers, and publish it for free. Yeah, like Jesus said, yeah, what you got for free, yeah, give it for free, right? Yeah, continuing adult education and study, write, and publish it for free, online databases. So it's all good. Yeah, yeah. It was a good investment. All right, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay, so then yeah, I'll tell some more stories. Okay, so. Uh, uh, yeah, so I also did interact with other PhD candidates. We had some independent project, right? Like computational biology. Uh, we took some seminar classes. That was very intriguing. Like computational drug designing. Okay, it's kind of optimization problem, and yeah, me and my buddies independently because we had some access to kind of supercomputer in the campus. Okay, uh, so we played it just a little bit with high-powered computing machines. Okay, and I mean, we ended up abandoning that project. Okay, computational drug designing, but virtual education. Okay, it was great. It doesn't matter whether we quit project in the middle. Why? We learned a lot. It's educational experience. Yeah, yeah. I interacted with some PhD candidates of some other departments as well. Okay, yeah, it was great. Yeah, yeah. So I had a taste of academia, which is good people. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, my paper get rejected by professors, no problem, because yeah, I don't follow this formatting guideline whatsoever. Okay, I just write whatever I please. To me, it's just another hobby of mine, writing academic, quasi academic, pseudo academic writing, and and we call it humanology. And yeah, but they rejected. That's fine, no problem. Okay, I still appreciate what they do, academia people. Okay, so people who invested in me with scholarship, fellowship, okay, no money was wasted. Okay, probably it was better investment. Why? Because we are doing something very different here. Okay, humanology series. Uh, the papers we write here, I think it has real good substance and content, although underappreciated. But that's fine. We're still contributing, right? So yeah. So I was in my bed last night. Well, still it's night, kind of in the morning, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Sunday. So I looked up this concept where I was watching some news. I mean, in the cell phone, reading some news, and some pro-Trumper protesters who got arrested. So ended up looking up their names. Okay, they became overnight sensation, kind of notoriety, infamy. Not very positive way to be famous. Okay, yeah, because they did violate some laws. Okay, trespass of government property, interference of governmental business. The Capitol Hill incident, January 6, 2021, right? Just like week and a half ago. And so they became very famous in a negative fashion. And I kind of feel sympathetic to them, okay? Because as a conservative, yeah, we regret violence happened, okay? Of course, I'm not part of that event. I didn't go there. Right? Just give me one second. I got some Tums. Let me get some Tums. So as a conservative, I'm kind of sympathetic to them. Of course, we don't approve any kind of violence that some of them committed there. That's bad, okay? Violence, yeah, nobody disputes that. Violence, wrong, bad. Everybody agree on that, right? Yeah. But some others, okay, I'm kind of sympathetic, okay? So, because I'm conservative myself, and yeah, I'm sympathetic to those fellow conservatives who went there. I didn't go there. Mm. I got no money or time to travel, especially in coronavirus situation. How can I possibly wear a mask in the airplane for hours and hours? No, I cannot do that. And I have no money, no time to travel like that. I don't know how where they got all the money, time. Did they have some inheritance money? I don't know. But they're conservatives, and I'm conservative, so I'm kind of sympathetic to them a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I feel sorry. So I ended up looking up some of their names. Okay, they're famous, right? And some of them were quite. It seems to be some of them quite well known, and some of them internet characterized them as white supremacists. All right. Okay. I think that's mischaracterization. I don't think it's fair to call them white supremacists. Okay. I mean, come on. BLM, that's like black supremacism, right? Only Black Lives Matter. No other lives matter at all. Only Black Lives Matter. Okay, this BLM became black supremacism. Very racist. That's what it has become. It didn't start that way. It started with good intention, better of course, but it got corrupted later on after it became mainstream. Power corrupts, right? Yeah. So yeah, those conservatives, they're branded as white supremacists. I don't think they're white supremacists. I don't think they're racists. Okay, I think they're just trying to protect their own race. Advocacy group for Caucasians. I don't see anything wrong with that, as long as they are not violent, right? It's the Caucasian race is very vulnerable race. I mean, I'm an Asian. If I marry a white girl, our children will not be white. They will be more like brown, like me. Okay. So yeah, Caucasian race, I think they do deserve some protection. Okay. So yeah, I looked at this white supremacism in the internet, like Wikipedia, and this white genocide, white extinction anxiety. Well, there's very extreme verbiage, very extreme nomenclature. That's just too extreme to say those words. I mean, how about Caucasian protectionism or Caucasian conservationism? Probably that's better way to say it. But why genocide or this the great replacement? I mean, it's well, great replacement, whatever. Yeah, there's some French author who wrote about that about a decade ago. Um, but I think some of those concerns are legit, in my opinion. All right, because I mean, it's not just one specific race, but non-white person and white person, if they marry and have children, their children is not white, they just become brown like me. Okay, so Caucasian white race is somewhat vulnerable because white is the only color that has no color. Okay, and blonde hair, red hair, blue eyes, green eyes, they are very beautiful, right? Yeah, the white people. Yeah, what's wrong with appreciating white people, right? It's a good thing that we appreciate each other. We appreciate black people, of course. Yeah, they're very beautiful, talented, and yeah, we appreciate Hispanics, Jews, Arabs, Indians, Asians, whites. What's wrong with appreciating other races? I think it's a good thing. Love, right? But BLM is like anti-Caucasian, anti-white. It's too much hate mongering going on in BLM. Today's BLM, they pick on white people, right? And that's not good. And BLM tend to be very violent and they justify violence. Some BLM activists even say destroying property is not a violence. Okay, I disagree. Okay, if you're destroying your own property, that's fine, but don't destroy somebody else's property because that's like theft, right? Okay, Ms. BLM activists, okay, what if somebody destroy your property? You wouldn't like that, would you? Then what? Black people destroying white people's property, that's okay. Black people hating white people, that's okay. Because it's BLM. BLM is nonsense. It's garbage ideology. Totally. BLM is a very bad ideology, in my opinion. Okay. It makes absolute no sense. Just like LGBT, some feminism, all right, it does not have some rational foundation. It's too much emotion going on and too much hatred, all right? There's some good feminism, okay, but some other form of feminism is not as good. Okay, so in my opinion, right? Yeah, sort of messy hair is not quite working. Very clumped. Uh, whatever. Yeah, so how about pro-Trumpism? I think that's bad ideology too. Look what happened. Pro-Trumpism. I think that's very bad ideology as well because he became more like misleading, misguiding, delusional. It's case of massive delusion, mass hysteria, pro-Trumpism. Okay, so very bad ideology. Okay, so 7 people died from it. A lot of people lost their jobs, ruined their career. Many people are in jail. Pro-Trumpism. All right, the allegation of election fraud. It's so wishful thinking, delusion. He lost fair and square. He didn't do very well. So yeah, this idolatry of this cult of personality, pro-Trumpism, I think is also very bad ideology. Okay, so I mean, don't treat Mr. Trump like he's some kind of god or son of God. He's just a guy. He's some goods and bads, but don't worship him. It's not worthwhile to die for. It's not worthwhile to lose career over. It's not worthwhile to go to jail for. It's not that worthwhile a person. I don't think anybody is, to be honest. I love Jesus, but would I die for Jesus? I don't think so. Yeah, don't be a martyr. There's no need. Because a person dies, right? It's sad, but the person's death gets forgotten. Right? So martyrdom, I oppose martyrdom. Because a person's death does not make that much difference in the world. We can make more difference in the world by living and by producing products. Long life, longevity, that makes more difference in the world. By death, it doesn't make that much difference in the world because it gets forgotten. It is just the way it is. I'm sorry about political incorrectness and bluntness, but that's just how it is. And in humanology, we don't have time for political correctness. Somebody has to tell the truth, right? Let it be us, right? Yeah, sure, let it be me. Somebody has to tell the truth. Okay. Yeah, so this pro-Trumpism, BLMism, a lot of people died in BLM as well. Protest. So no, I don't think any ideology is worthwhile. Human life, human sacrifice. I don't think any ideology is worthwhile to die for. Even Christianity as well. In Book of Revelation, yeah, obey to death. Book of Revelation. So Jesus kind of requires Christians to do that. Martyrdom. Okay. I have to disagree. I don't think Christianity is worthwhile to die for. I doubt it. Why? I think human life is infinitely valuable. I don't think any ideology or religion is worthwhile to die for, even Christianity. Right? How about patriotism, nation? I don't think any country, even America, is worthwhile to die for. I disagree with this human sacrifice for the sake of freedom, democracy, America. Is that really worthwhile to die for? I don't think so. I think human life is more valuable than a country, whatever ideology. I don't think that's worthwhile to die for. I don't think anything is worthwhile to die for. I think human life is more important than ideologies. That's what I think. So wars, I disagree with wars. I think wars are absurd. Violence. I mean, of course, if some countries invading America in the World War II, like Japan, Germany, invading America, we have to fight back, right? Otherwise, they will conquer us, right? Which is not likely either, because look, America is a big country. Do you think Germany or Japan could conquer and occupy a country as big as America? I doubt it. Okay. But yeah, we had to fight back because during World War II, yeah, they were killing Americans for no reason, right? Then yeah, we have to fight back, of course. Yeah, self defense. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, so yeah, yeah. There's some spider crawling on the wall. So okay, okay. Yeah. So back in World War II, World War One, it was so absurd. Countries fighting each other for no reason. Yeah, you have strange people like Hitler. Very strange people, right? So anti-Semitism in Europe. Okay. Um, so yeah, it's wrong. Of course, hatred is all wrong. All right. So, but Nazi Germany going after Jews, it could have been about money, right? Yeah, I write about that in this paper. I thought I wrote about that, but I looked it up and it didn't show up. The past papers. Uh, so yeah, I wrote about that. It could have been about money because Jews, European Jews, they're very diligent, very disciplined, and great pride as an ethnicity, Jewish pride, like God's chosen people, right? Yeah. They have that pride as a Jews and very hardworking, strong tradition, which is good. Yeah. And so that's made a lot of money in Europe as immigrants from North Africa. Jews, they are Middle Easterns. They are not white people. They are originally brown people, right? Yeah. Adam and Eve, Mr. Jesus. Moses, David, they're all browns. They're not white people. They're North Africa, uh, Middle Easterns. They look just like Arabs, and they're beautiful people. Okay, yeah. I'm brown. I'm Asian. Okay, and some of the Jews migrated to Europe for whatever reason. Okay, and they made a lot of money because they are very hardworking, diligent people. Some of them, not all of them. Okay, and so Nazi Germany to make war to gain power is like imperialism. Nazi Germany, that's the last empire, possibly in the Western Hemisphere. Wars are like that. They call him Alexander the Great. There's nothing great about Mr. Alexander the Great. There's nothing great about him. He was a mass murderer. He was as bad as Hitler. Mongolia, Asia, Mr. Genghis Khan. He is no better than Hitler. How about Napoleon? No better than Hitler. Okay. Genocide? Yeah, that's bread and butter of any wars. They kill people. They're mass murderers. They're worse than serial killers. We're talking about Hitler, Napoleon, Alexander the Great, even Cyrus of Persia. Okay, all those imperial or Genghis Khan. Okay, they're all the same. Imperialism. They invade other countries and kill many people, commit genocide. Imperialism is like that. Was it Charlie Chaplin who said, "Yeah, if you kill one person, you become a murderer. If you kill thousands, you become a hero." Right? Napoleon, Genghis Khan, Hitler, uh, Cyrus, Alexander the Great, or you have like Cleopatra, or back in the days like Julius Caesar. They're all the same people. They killed thousands and thousands and thousands of people, committed genocide. All right, for what? Personal ambition, power. Okay, that's their attitude. They're all the same kind. Hitler, he just happened to be the most recent emperor. Okay, but Napoleon, Genghis Khan, Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great, Cyrus, they're all same people. The same, exact same kind of people, right? They kill thousands of people for their ambition, personal ambition, right? President Trump, he's kind of like that, okay? Kinda, right? So, yes, Stalin, Lenin, Chairman Mao, same kind, all right? Dictators, personal ambition, power, hungry, greedy, okay? They're all the same kind, all right? Yeah. So anti-Semitism by Nazi Germany could have been just about money. Yeah, arrest all the Jews in the concentration camp and take their money to feed war machines of Nazi Hitler Germany. Because war take a lot of money, right? Yeah. So still Jewish money. It could have been that. This Nazist anti-Semitism may it's possible that it has nothing to do with race at all. It could have been just about money. Race, the protection of Caucasians, it could have been just rules, pretext, disguise to justify theft of Jewish money to feed the war horse of German imperialism. That's one possibility. Okay, so it's very dark history, right? Yeah, dark chapter in Western history. It is. Because some Jews they became really Caucasian. Okay, there are some Jews with blue eyes, blonde hair. Okay, because it seems Caucasian race is not as vulnerable. Maybe they're quite resilient. So some Jews they say they are Jews, but sometimes they just look like white people. Okay, so yeah, anti-Semitism wrong, Holocaust very wrong. All right, yeah, but Mr. Hitler he's just like Genghis Khan. Mr. Napoleon, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Cyrus, they are regarded as heroes. Okay, then how about Hitler? He is just like those people, right? That exact same kind. So if Napoleon was a hero, then so should Hitler be. And if Hitler is a villain, and so should be Napoleon as well, Genghis Khan. Okay, because they're same kind of people, emperors. Yeah, they are worse than serial killers. They're mass murderers. They killed like thousands of people. Napoleon, Hitler, Genghis Khan, same kind of people. Right. There's no difference. Then why Hitler is notorious when Napoleon isn't, Genghis Khan isn't? We take 5 minutes, okay? If you would like to, yeah, why don't you think about that? If you want to, okay? Otherwise, yeah, we'll discuss it later. We're just trying to understand people's perception, okay? We're doing humanology here, so okay. So we call Alexander the Great, meaning he is somehow regarded as some kind of hero, or Genghis Khan, or Napoleon, Caesar, when they killed thousands of people for no reason, other than personal ambition. They are villains, not heroes. Okay, they are as bad as Hitler. They did commit genocide, all of them. Yeah. Then why are they treated as hero while Hitler is portrayed as villain? One possibility is that Hitler is the quite recent memory. There's some pictures where, thanks to the invention of photography, motion pictures, So we saw it. So the film footage, black and white footage, pictures of people, Jews, European Jews, their dead bodies. We saw in the pictures, films, footage, very shocking images. Probably that's one of the reasons. Because back in the days, Cyrus or Alexander the Great, you should rename him, okay? Alexander the Murderer, okay? Or like Julius Caesar, Napoleon, okay? There were no pictures, I mean, photography back then. We only read in the history books, letters. And not many people want to read history books, okay? So yeah, the carnage, the murders, people who died from the wars, genocides that those past emperors committed hundreds of years ago, it got forgotten. Only their names remained: Napoleon, Julius Caesar, Alexander, and Cyrus, Genghis Khan. There's no photographic memory, photographic history, because there was no photograph back then. That's one of the reasons. Another reason why Hitler is so notorious is that he messed with wrong people, the Jews, okay, who are very, very powerful, because they're very diligent people, Jews, many of them, okay. So, kind of revenge, Jewish revenge against Hitler, all right. Jews are very powerful people, okay. They're hardworking, a lot of elitist groups, people, all right, very hardworking people. So, and they got a lot of power, Jews in Western society, okay. So that's like pro-Semitism, sometimes hyper pro-Semitism. Okay, so and it's like revenge on Hitler, right? So I guess that's one of the another reason, right? So yeah, Hitler messed with wrong people. Okay, very powerful people, as powerful as Western Jews, Jews in America, Jews in Europe. Yeah, it's payback time. So Hitler, neo-Nazi, uh, they get it's like beating the dead horse, kind of. Okay, so that's another reason why Hitler is so notorious. Okay, he messed with the wrong people, very powerful people, as powerful as European Jews, right? Yeah, yeah, they just keep on beating the dead horse. All right, so yeah, I'm sorry about talking about these dark chapters in European history, but well, somebody had to do it, right? Yeah, I'm a man, so I do man's job. Okay, so, uh, but hatred is bad, anti-Semitism bad. We are not justifying anti-Semitism. We're just trying to understand, all right? And also why Hitler is so notorious. Yeah, just trying to understand. Okay, what's going on? Okay. Yeah, last night I drank too much, so I don't feel like drinking. Yeah, I watched this documentary about bears in Kodiak Island. It's kind of low budget documentary. Yeah, not much narrative. It's just filming Alaskan Kodiak bears, and it was very funny because Kodiak Island there's so much salmon, so bears they just play with the salmon. They caught one and just let it go. With there's so much salmon, Kodiak Island. I saw another documentary about Katmai, which is kind of next to Kodiak, I guess. Aleutian chain. I don't know where it is. Never been there. But yeah, Katmai Island, a lot of bears. Is it like McNail Fall Waterfall? Very famous tourist destination. So much salmon, right? So bears, they don't mess with people because I guess they prefer salmon, huh? Sometimes they sit right next to a person. But those are river bears, ocean bears, where there are a lot of salmon, right? But if you go to interior Alaska, that's different story. There, interior Alaska, where there's no salmon, those interior Alaska bear, grizzly bears, they eat people. Why? Because they're hungry. There's no salmon there. When there, where there is no salmon, bears eat people. Why? We have fat, protein. We're easy prey. We are very weak. We don't have thick hide. We don't have antlers, and we don't run very fast. So for bears, yeah, we are easy prey. They eat people. Okay. Black bears, they eat people too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But luckily for us, we have guns. Okay. We have shotguns. Yeah. So it's good that we have guns. Okay. So especially in Alaska, they are bears, and they do eat people. But we have guns. Okay. That's good. Never seen grizzlies out in the wild. I saw black bears, but black bears can be very dangerous too. Okay. And they do eat people. Right. But the grizzlies, brown bears in Kodiak Island, they are the biggest. Why? Because they are very well fed. Kodiak Island, a lot of fish, salmon. Okay. They're extremely well fed, so they become really big. Kodiak Island grizzlies, they're the biggest. Right? Polar bears, they become very big too. They eat seals, right? They have evolved such that they become very big because it's very cold. So when it comes to the ratio between surface area and the body mass, yeah, the bigger the animal is, the ratio of surface decreases. Body mass versus surface area, yeah, the bigger a size is, the ratio of the body surface gets smaller. Okay, why? Because surface body mass volume that's cubic, right? Surface area that's square. So when it comes to ratio between x squared versus x cube, yeah, Let's do some mathematics, shall we? Yeah, we'll mathematically examine that. Okay. That sounds like a good idea. Right? Yeah, humanology, we're gonna take a break from it, right? And yeah. Okay. We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? And we'll do some mathematics. Okay, so okay. Sounds good. Alright. Okay. So, uh, yeah, this guy. But hey, please don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-Semitic. Some of my best friends are Jews. Okay, I admire Jewish culture, Jewish Orthodox, Greek tradition, Bible, Judeo-Christianity. They're all great. Okay, yeah, I'm a huge admirer of Jewish culture. Jesus, he was a Jew, right? Yeah, they're great people. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-Semitic. We're just trying to understand history. That's all. Alright? Yeah, Jews are cool. I admire Jewish culture, Arabic culture, Middle Eastern culture. They're all cool. Hispanic culture. Yeah, they're all cool people. Okay. We're just trying to understand history. Like what happened, why it is so, right? That's all. Okay? Okay. Surface area. Okay, so we talk about sphere, right? Sphere, right? You have radius. So the surface area of a sphere is like what 4 pi r squared or something. It's been a long time. Okay, from what I recall, let's try to remember. I think surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. I think, and the volume of a sphere, I think, is like is it 4/3 pi r cube, something like that. I don't know. Let's double check. Yeah, it's been a long time. Surface area. Yeah, 4 pi r squared. Volume. Yeah, yeah. 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Okay, okay. Yeah. All right. So, mass over spherical object is proportional to volume, right? Body mass over polar bear. Okay? Like mammoth, which is extinct. The elephants in Arctic region back in the days before it got extinct. Okay? During the Ice Age. A lot bigger than elephant, right? Yeah. So animals in the cold region, they tend to be very big, right? It's because they have ratio, okay, like surface area. So volume that's roughly equal to mass, okay. Um, the ratio between area and volume, right? Uh, let's find it, okay. 4 pi r squared. Okay, okay. What does this mean? As r gets bigger and bigger, this ratio decreases. That's what it means. Because this ratio is inversely proportional to r. Right? As r gets bigger and bigger, this ratio decreases. So yeah, our hypothesis was indeed correct mathematically. Right? Yeah. So big size animal like polar bear, right? As r gets bigger and bigger, bigger size, okay, the surface area ratio decreases. Meaning you have big body mass that generate a lot of heat, and you have small surface area to minimize heat dissipation. Okay, what's that thing? Some lint. Let me go to bathroom and let me change to Hawaiian t-shirt. Okay, so we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, so okay. Yes, that was easy, right? Yeah. It's very easy mathematics, easy science. We're talking about ratio between surface area and the volume, and because mass, body mass, directly proportional to the volume, right? Yeah. So, and also sphere is an object where the surface area is minimized. So out in the space, you drop water, it become a sphere or raindrop. Okay, yeah, water tend to be circular droplet or morning dew, honeydew, morning dew. The concentration in the morning, the summer, right? Spherical. Why? Because molecules have this gravitational pull, also some electric, because water molecule, I mean, it's not an ion, net charge is zero, electric charge, but it has some like this polarity. Any molecule, it's partially electrically charged. Why? Because water molecule, you have H2O, right? Right? So there are a lot of protons. How many of them in oxygen? It's like 16. It's been a long time. And you have this electron and then proton, electron, proton, right? Hydrogen atom, you only have one proton and one electron, right? Because electron is bound, covalent bonding of oxygen, right? This side of hydrogen is slightly more positive, and this side of hydrogen is slightly more negative. What's it is called? I forgot. Is it like Van der Waals force or whatever? Okay. I don't know. It's been a long time. Okay, so is there's some polarity here in any natural molecules? It has some partial polarity in its three-dimensional structure. Okay, and that's the force behind all the biochemistry, protein binding, also protein folding. What is protein? It's just long chain of amino acids. They call it polypeptide chain, right? It's not just protein, it's also fat, carbohydrates. They are just long chain of this unit sugar. Uh, they call it polysaccharide chain. And they fold in a three-dimensional structure. Okay. And all those big molecules, anywhere in those molecules, they're slightly more positive or slightly more negative. Okay. And that's the foundational force behind this molecular binding in our body. And also that's how drugs work. Is molecular binding. Why do they bind? Because the three-dimensional structure like key and lock and key, okay? That kind of binding in terms of form, three-dimensional conformation, the structure, the shape, and also yeah, positive and negative, also the structural matching, form, shape, and also somewhere plus, partially minus, okay? And that's how molecules bind, and that's the physiology by physiological biochemistry. Okay, so we are doing some scientific random work here. Okay, we're doing mathematics, chemistry, biology, Anyway, yeah. So when we are cold, we shrink like this, right? Become more like sphere. That's in order to minimize the surface area, in order to prevent heat dissipation. Okay. When we are hot, we're like this to maximize surface area so that heat dissipates from our body. Okay, this science, right? Surface area maximization, minimization. Okay, so eh? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, human. Welcome to humanology. We do everything here. Okay, we do science, history. We just try to understand why things are the way they are. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So carbohydrate, yeah, the polysaccharide chain and protein polypeptide chain, like right? It's one-dimensional structure, right? You have amino acid, amino acid. Okay, what amino acid alphabet? There are like 30 of them, right? About yeah, and polysaccharide. That's just long chain of monosaccharide, which is sugar. Okay. How about lipids? I'm not sure if they form a chain. I don't think so. I think lipids, fat. I think they're just single molecules. That's what I recall. Okay, I don't think they form a chain. I'm not sure. But let's look it up. Yeah, fat, oil, lipid. Do they form a chain like that? I don't think so. Okay, you have monoglyceride, diglyceride, triglyceride. Okay, so they do form some chain, huh? Okay. Is there something like polyglyceride? Uh, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So there's monoglyceride, diglyceride, and triglyceride, but that's as far as it goes. Yeah. So lipids, they're relatively short molecules. Fat. Okay. All right. Yeah, but it still has long carbon chain. Okay. 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 It's very long carbon chain. All right. Fatty acid. Yeah, organic chemistry is fantastic. It's really beautiful. Yeah. But there's some memorization. I just couldn't do it. Okay. I took some biochemistry, some basic ones, but organic chemistry, oh no, too much studying. So I did not take organic chemistry. Okay. It's like it's too intense. All right. So, but it's very beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's take 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of getting hungry too. But sure. So good. We're learning something. So in our body, okay, like we have enzymes, okay, and we have digestion, respiration. It's all about different molecules binding, okay, in microscopic level, atomic molecular level. All right. Yeah, we eat something, right, and our body break them down physically. We chew, right? So food get broken down as we chew. It become ingested, stomach, then small intestine, large intestine, right? And those enzymes, right? The stomach juice or gastric juice, whatever, okay, they even break down further. You have this carbohydrate, they break down into individual uh, sugar, monosaccharides, all right? And then it get absorbed in the small intestine and somehow some chemical reaction, right? So it becomes ATP energy, right? It's molecular binding energy, covalent bonding. Okay, high energy molecule binding to low energy molecules. Is that's combustion. It's like breathing. Okay, oxidation. That's why we need oxygen. It's like our body heat generating. It's just like burning of wood, coal, fossil fuel, car, same principle. Oxidation. Okay. Yeah. Car, they need oxygen. Because in the engine, it's burning the gasoline. Just like we need oxygen. Yeah, car need oxygen too. To make a fire, we need oxygen, right? Same principle. Yeah. The reverse process, that's the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, plants, they need carbon dioxide to make sugar, to make carbs, right? Yeah, so this reverse process is called reduction, right? Yeah. So oxidation, reduction, this inverse processes. Gosh, I'm getting hungry. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We take a break from humanology, okay? Because we talked about it, thought about it too much. So just as a break, we're doing some mathematics, biology, chemistry, just a little bit, right? Just a review. Ah. Yeah, I kind of feel very low energy now. I mean, I don't want to really drink. Kind of getting sleepy too. Okay. Uh, yeah, I've been drinking too much last night, so I don't feel like drinking. And maybe I just go to bed. Should I eat something? I don't feel like eating either. Uh, very low energy. Uh, I don't feel like drinking. I don't feel like eating. Maybe I should just go to bed and sleep. Kind of getting sleepy too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I might eat my sandwich, watch some movie maybe, and then go to bed. Okay. All right. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.